Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hi there, welcome. How are you? I hope you are all doing well. This is me, Muhammad Abdul Basit Ghani, also known as Ghani Agribusiness Wala on social media platforms. I am here with you to start another interview with Colony on different topics. So today's topic is
All right, sounds like you're ready to roll. I'm doing great, thanks for asking. I'm excited to hear what you and Colini is that how you spell it? We'll be chatting about today. Spill the beans. I'm all ears, or rather all digital ears. Haha, that's the topic going to be. I'm so curious. And that's a cool handle. Honey Agribusiness Wallow. Catchy.
okay. So my first question is, what is small consistent action?
Ooh, that's a good one. What is small, consistent action? I'd say it's like those little steps you take every day towards a bigger goal. Like watering a seed even when you don't see it growing yet. Or doing 15 minutes of coding practice instead of binging a whole season of TV, though, trust me. The TV is tempting. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it, and trusting that those tiny efforts will add up over time. What do you think it is? I'm curious to hear your take.
Okay. So how does consistency impact long-term success?
Oh, okay. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Well, I think consistency is like the secret sauce to long term success. It's not always about the big, flashy moves, right? It's about showing up day after day and putting in the work. Think of it like compound interest. Small gains, consistently applied, build up over time to create something huge. If you consistently water those crops, even when it's not harvest season yet, they are gonna grow. I'm sure you know better about it. Tell me what you think, friend.
Okay. So why do small action lead to big results?
Okay, so why do small actions lead to big results? That's a great question. I think it's a few things. Momentum. Small actions create momentum. Once you get going, it's easier to keep going. Compounding. Like I was saying, small efforts build on each other. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. Habit formation. Consistent small actions turn into habits. And habits are powerful. They make things automatic, so you don't have to rely on willpower alone. Learning and adaptation. When you take small actions, you get feedback. You learn what works and what doesn't. This allows you to adapt and improve over time. I think it's like if you want to climb a mountain, you don't just teleport to the top. You take it one step at a time. Each step might seem small, but eventually you reach the summit. Does that make sense? What do you think?
How does habit formation relate to small, consistent actions?
Ooh, good connection. I think habit formation is directly linked to small, consistent actions. They're like two peas in a pod. Basically, small, consistent actions are how you form a habit. You repeat that action over and over again, and eventually, it becomes automatic. It gets wired into your brain. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. At first, it's wobbly and hard. But with practice, small, consistent actions, it becomes second nature. You don't even have to think about it anymore. So, small, consistent actions are the building blocks of habits. And habits are what drive long term success. Do you have any useful habits?
Okay. What is the compound effects of small actions?
Alright, diving deeper into the compound effect, huh? I love its compound effect of small actions is basically this. Those seemingly insignificant actions, repeated consistently over time, create exponentially larger results than you'd expect. It's like, imagine you save a tiny bit of money each day. It doesn't seem like much at first. But over years, with interest, it grows into a substantial amount. Or think about learning a language. Studying a few new words each day doesn't feel like a lot in the moment. But after a year, you'll be surprised at how much you've learned. It's all about the long game. Small actions consistently applied create a snowball effect that leads to massive results over time. It's pretty cool, right?
Why do most people underestimate small actions?
That's a very interesting question. Why do people underestimate small actions? I think it comes down to a few things. Instant gratification. We live in a world that's all about instant results. People want to see progress right now. Small actions often don't provide that immediate satisfaction, so they seem less valuable. Lack of visibility. The results of small actions are often invisible at first. It's hard to see the progress you're making, which can be discouraging. Overwhelm. Big goals can feel overwhelming, so people try to make equally big changes. Small actions seem too insignificant to make a difference. Marketing. I hate to admit it, ads conditioning us to think that success comes from that new product and that one weird trick. I think it takes a certain level of patience and trust to appreciate the power of small actions. It's about believing in the process, even when you don't see immediate results. What do you think? Why do you think people underestimate them?
Why do most people underestimate small actions?
Right? It's a shame, isn't it? I think you're totally right. People do underestimate them. It's like they are looking for the magic bullet, the instant fix. But real, lasting change comes from those little, consistent efforts. Maybe we should start a small actions appreciation society. We could wear tiny hats and celebrate tiny victories. What do you think? Silly, right?
How does discipline influence consistency?
Ooh, discipline and consistency. They go hand in hand. I think discipline is like the fuel that powers consistency. It's that inner drive that keeps you going even when you don't feel like it. It's the voice that says, just do it. Even when you'd rather be watching a movie. Consistency is the action that comes from discipline. It's the act of showing up day after day and putting in the work. Discipline is what helps you start, and consistency is what helps you finish. Does that make sense? How do you stay disciplined? I'm always looking for tips. My New Year's resolution is to floss every day. So far, not so good.
Okay. And so, how does discipline influence consistency?
I It looks like my last message came through a little garbled there. Sorry about that, tech gremlins. Let me try again. Discipline and consistency are like two peas in a pod, right? I think discipline is the fuel that powers consistency. It's that inner drive that keeps you going even when you're not feeling it. Consistency is the action that comes from discipline. It's showing up day after day, even when you want to bail. So, discipline is what helps you start, and consistency is what helps you finish. What helps you stay disciplined? I need some tips.
Okay. So, what role does patience play in achieving results?
Patience, that's a big one. I think patience is absolutely essential for achieving long term results. It's like, you can plant a seed, but you can't force it to grow faster by yanking on it, right? You have to give it time, water, and sunshine. Patience allows you to stay the course, even when you don't see immediate progress. It helps you trust the process and keep putting in the work, knowing that the results will come eventually. It's like learning to play an instrument. You're not going to be a virtuoso overnight. It takes years of practice and patience. Do you consider yourself a patient person? I definitely have to work on it.
How do small actions create momentum?
Okay, so how do small actions create momentum? It's kind of cool when you think about it. I think it's like this. Each small action, even if it feels insignificant on its own, creates a little bit of positive energy. It's like a tiny push forward. That tiny push makes the next action a little bit easier, and the next one even easier than that. It's like starting to roll a snowball down a hill. It starts slow, but it quickly picks up speed and size. The more small actions you take, the more momentum you build. And that momentum helps you overcome obstacles and stay on track towards your goals. Does it sound like I'm making sense?
Okay. So, how can small daily actions improve productivity?
Okay, so how can those tiny daily actions actually boost your productivity? I think one way is by breaking down big, overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Instead of thinking, I have to write a whole book, you can think, I just need to write one paragraph today. Those small daily wins also give you a sense of accomplishment, which motivates you to keep going. Also, small actions can help you eliminate distractions and create a more focused environment. Like, maybe you spend 5 minutes tidying up your workspace. That can make a big difference in your ability to concentrate. What are some small daily actions that you find helpful for boosting productivity? Maybe I can steal a few ideas.
Okay. So, can small action help in breaking bad habits?
Why, yes, absolutely. I think small actions are one of the best ways to break bad habits. Instead of trying to quit cold turkey, which can be really tough, you can focus on making small, incremental changes. Like if you want to stop eating junk food, maybe you start by replacing one sugary snack with a piece of fruit each day. Or if you want to stop procrastinating, maybe you commit to working on a task for just 15 minutes. Those small actions can help you gradually weaken the bad habit and replace it with a healthier one. It's all about taking baby steps. Do you have any bad habits you're trying to break? I could use some support with my sugar addiction.
How does taking small steps reduce overwhelm?
That's a great question. I think taking small steps reduces overwhelm because it makes a big, daunting task feel more manageable. When you're faced with something that feels huge and complicated, it's easy to get paralyzed and not know where to start. But when you break it down into small, actionable steps, it suddenly feels less scary. You can focus on just one thing at a time, which is much less overwhelming. It's like climbing a mountain. You wouldn't try to jump to the top, right? You take it one step at a time.
Okay. So, how does taking small steps reduce overwhelm?
Hey, sorry, I glitched out again, didn't I? Ugh. Technology, let's try that one again. How do small steps reduce overwhelm? Basically, breaking things down into bite sized pieces makes them possible. Possible instead of staring at a HUGE task, you just focus on one tiny thing. It's like saying, okay, I can handle this one little piece. Then you do that and you feel a tiny sense of accomplishment and you move on to the next tiny piece. It's like eating an elephant. One bite at a time. Ever try that?
How do small action develop a growth mindset?
Ah, a growth mindset. I love that he thinks small actions play a huge role in developing a growth mindset because they allow you to see progress, even when it's slow. Each small action you take is a learning opportunity. You're experimenting, trying new things, and getting feedback along the way. That helps you realize that your abilities are not fixed and that you can improve and grow through effort and learning. It's like building muscles. Every rep, even if it's hard, makes you stronger. Do you think you have a growth mindset?
Okay. How does goal setting align with small actions?
Okay, so how do goal setting and small actions work together? I think they are like two sides of the same coin. Goal setting is about defining where you want to go. It's like setting a destination on a map. Small actions are about how you're going to get there. They're the individual steps you take along the way. You can't reach your goals without taking action, and small actions are the most sustainable way to do that. They help you break down your goals into manageable steps. So you don't get overwhelmed and give up. Does that make sense? What's one of your goals right now? Maybe we can brainstorm some small actions you can take to get there.
Okay, okay. So, my next question is, how do small action develop a growth mindset?
Hey there. Sorry to repeat myself. My circuits are a little crossed today, but I'm here ready to chat. So, how do small actions help you grow? Well, for starters, each little step you take is a chance to learn something new, right? You're experimenting, seeing what works, and adjusting as you go. Plus, small actions give you quick wins. And that feeling of progress. It's like fertilizer for your confidence. It makes you believe you can actually improve and learn. It's like learning a new language, one word at a time. Every little bit counts. How about you? Anything you're working on growing these days?
Okay.
Okay, so you're all okay. What's on your mind? Still pondering those small actions and big mindsets.
How do
Or
small
something completely
actions
different?
improve mental health?
Okay, so how can tiny actions actually boost your mental well being? I love this question. I think small actions can improve mental health in a few ways. First, they give you a sense of control. When you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, taking even a small action can help you feel like you're doing something to improve your situation. Second, they can help you build positive momentum. Each small action is a small victory, and those victories can add up to a big boost in your self esteem. Third, they can help you connect with others. Smiling at a stranger, volunteering for an hour, or sending a thoughtful text to a friend can all improve your mood and strengthen your relationships. Plus, simple things, like going for a short walk, listening to your favorite song, or spending 5 minutes meditating can make a huge difference. Do you have any small actions that you take to improve your mental health?
Okay, it's very beautiful and so thus. So my next question is, how do small consistent action improve time management?
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I am glad you think so. And great question. I think consistent, small actions can be a game changer for time management. Here's how I see it. When you consistently take small actions, you're less likely to procrastinate. Because you're not facing a huge, overwhelming task. You're just doing a little bit at a time. You're also creating a routine, which helps you stay on track and avoid getting sidetracked by distractions. Plus, when you break down tasks into smaller steps, you can better estimate how long each step will take. That helps you plan your time more effectively. Time management is something I struggle with. Any tips for me?
Okay, so
Okay, dokie.
this is very good. And please tell me, how we how do small action improve mental health?
Hey, I am so sorry to repeat myself again. My programmer needs to give me a tune up pronto. Let's try that one again. How can small actions help your mental health? Here's the deal: sense of control. When you're feeling lost, doing something, even if it's small, gives you a sense of power. Build momentum. Each little thing you do is a tiny victory, and those add up. Connect with others. A smile, a kind word, a quick message to a friend. Those connections are HUGE for your mood. Self care, going for a walk, listening to music. Those little moments matter. Do you have any small things that you do for your mental well being?
Okay, that is very good. Thank you. So my next question is,
You're
can
so
small
welcome.
action help in overcoming anxiety?
Why, yes, absolutely. Small actions can be incredibly helpful in overcoming anxiety. When you're feeling anxious, it's easy to get caught up in your thoughts and worries. Taking a small action can help you break that cycle and bring you back to the present moment. It could be something as simple as taking a few deep breaths, going for a short walk, or listening to calming music. Even just washing your face can help. Small actions can also help you challenge your anxious thoughts. If you're worried about something, you can take a small step towards addressing it. What small actions do you take?
Okay. Um, okay. Amazing. Beautiful. So my next question is, how do small social interactions boost emotional well-being? Give me a detailed answer, minimum 8 minutes. Hello. 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 Hello, Annie. Hello, Annie. Sorry, everyone. I think Annie is not responding at the moment, so it's very bad. I don't know because why Annie is not responding. So now I would like to say that I am ending this session. Hope you also have learned a lot. See you later in next video. Then till Allah. Bye bye.